Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry it has been so long. I know I've been terrible. Pregnancy is not an excuse, and to be honest, it's not the reason that I've been so MIA. I've been so crazy busy with work. But I am here and I'm back and I have a lot of things planned in terms of videos. So we're definitely going to get back into it, especially before this baby comes. But first up today, I want to talk about my pregnancy essentials. I don't want my pregnancy and like having a baby to be like all that I talk about, but obviously people are interested, and I found that when I found out that I was pregnant, there are like not many resources for new mums or like expecting mums, not in terms of like beauty or like where to go for advice or how to find a midwife or any of those things. So I thought that this could maybe be helpful if you are expecting yourself, or you're thinking about having a baby or anything like that, or even if you've already had a baby and you're just interested, or not, whatever. So I'm just going to take you guys through a couple of essentials that have kind of got me to where I am now. We are just over halfway, which is super exciting. It's going so fast, I can't quite believe it. And I'm going to do a pregnancy Q&A in another video, so I'll pop that up on my Instagram and ask you guys to send in your questions. And I'll answer all the usual stuff about like how I've been feeling and symptoms and names and whether we're finding out the sex and all that sort of stuff. But first up, I'm going to talk to you guys about my serious pregnancy essentials. So I have a list in my phone of things I've been loving / can't imagine going through this without. So the first thing I've loved, and I think that this is quite a common thing for particularly like first time mums to use, is an app, and it just tracks where you're at. I've been using one called The Bump. It's super cute. It tells you, it gives you like a daily fact each day of where you're at and like a fact about your baby and how it's growing, and it also of course gives you the fruit or vegetable that it's most like. So today it's saying that baby is like a banana. Another thing that I've been loving, and I really didn't expect to, it took me a wee while to get into it, but it's the Australian Birth Stories podcast. Call me crazy, but I'm loving hearing about people's births. Like, I started off just listening to the really nice positive stories, and now, just because of my approach to things, I guess I have like quite a holistic yet scientific approach to things. I personally am going with a midwife for my pregnancy, but I really love listening to women's stories and hearing them talk about their pregnancy, their births, and then how they found life with a baby after birth. So I've been loving that podcast, and it's actually like really eased any anxieties that I had about giving birth in particular, because honestly, when I first found out I was pregnant, we were obviously very excited, but I was so fucking scared about giving birth. And now I actually feel really empowered now that I've heard all of these women's stories, and I love listening to it each day. I really look forward to it. And even though some are really scary, I think I'm the sort of person that likes to, I guess, be aware. And I think knowledge is power. So I have really enjoyed listening to those, and it's put a lot of my fears at ease. And it covers everything from, like, you'll get a story of like a natural hypnobirth to an elective cesarean to an emergency cesarean, inductions, drugs, no drugs, all that sort of stuff. So I find it fascinating, and I actually wish that we had something like that here. I'm not going to do it myself. I might do it. I'd love to talk to people about their births. But anyway, I've really been loving that podcast, and I'll leave a link to it down below. Another thing that's really put my mind at ease in terms of actually giving birth has been a book called The Hypnobirthing Book, and that's by Catherine Graves. She's really well known in the hypnobirthing world, and I can totally go into hypnobirthing in more detail in another video if you're interested. But if that is something that you might like to consider, I found it really helpful for me. I haven't actually started practicing the hypnobirthing yet, but now that we're like halfway, I will definitely start doing that. I just think that it is really good at kind of both answering the questions you might have about like how your body is designed to do this, but also being really encouraging and giving you great tools to cope during labour. Whether I actually succeed in using them the first time round, we will see, but I have every faith that this is a really great technique for people. I've heard really amazing things about it, and so I personally have really enjoyed reading the book. Mark's actually going to read it as well so that he can support me in doing that. And yeah, I mean, like with all of these recommendations, these are just what's working for me, and they're what's right for my baby and my body. And I think I'm just pro-choice when it comes to pregnancy and birth and babies and all that sort of stuff. You just do what's right for you, but I just thought it'd be helpful to share the things that I'm doing and I'm really enjoying, and you can either take it or leave it. Another thing that I really struggled with in the beginning was deciding what type of care I wanted, whether I wanted to go with an obstetrician or whether I wanted to go with a midwife. In the end, Mark and I talked about it and we decided to go with a midwife. Well, he kind of left it up to me to decide, that he thought that he was very encouraging and saying, I think you'd really like to go with a midwife. It seems like it would suit you. So I was like, where the hell do I find a midwife from? We hadn't really told many people that we were pregnant. We wanted to wait until 12 weeks, as lots of people do. That was just our decision to keep it to ourselves and to our really close family. And so I was like, well, how am I going to find a midwife? And I didn't realize that there is such a demand for them. And I know it seems, I don't know, for some people that might seem like such an ignorant statement to make, but I just really had no idea. My doctor didn't really give me any indication of how I would find one. And so I Googled, and there is a website basically that has every single midwife in New Zealand available. And it's kind of like a directory. So I just went through, it's called Find Your Midwife. And I'll leave a link to that below as well. And I just went through and I searched for people that were available, my due date, in my area, and just read their profiles and ended up selecting a midwife and caught up with her, really liked her, and she's now taking care of me throughout my pregnancy. But that was like a tool that I just had no idea existed, and I didn't have people to ask for recommendations. So I personally just made a couple of appointments and kind of like, I suppose, interview them in a way just to make sure that I felt comfortable with them and that I thought that they would be the right fit for what is such an intimate and personal experience. So I found my one that way. You may be able to get recommendations from friends or family, but for me, I didn't really have that because we were just keeping it so close. My mum went with obstetricians, and that was like obviously 25 years ago. So yeah, that was really helpful for me. So now I just want to touch on some beauty products that I have been loving. Obviously, as your body changes, so does your skin. And so for me, I have found this really new appreciation for my body. I'm one of those people, those annoying people who's like loving pregnancy. That could change. I totally appreciate that can definitely change. But as of right now, I'm really loving it, and I'm really embracing all the changes that my body is going through. So very early on, I started using body products, and these are two of my favorites. These are both exfoliating products, and this one is the Stint in the Wilderness Body Scrub from Girl Undiscovered. This is a new product from them. They've just released their body range, and oh my god, it smells like cinnamon donuts. Oh, it's so heavenly. It's really creamy, but it's got really great grit to it, so it's really good for exfoliating. And then this one is the exfoliating body balm from Trilogy. I've already gone through a whole tub of this. Like, Trilogy is also so great because they're all natural, they're New Zealand made, as is Girl Undiscovered. But I'm just such a huge Trilogy fan, as you guys know. So this one is a new tub I've just got into, but it kind of leaves a little bit of moisture and that balmy feeling on your skin. So I just alternate between these two and rub them all over my tummy when I'm in the shower each day. And I love them both equally. I know that I'm going to go through these all and probably repurchase again. But yes, they are great body scrubs. And then when it comes to moisturizing the body, again, I've got two favorites. The Girl Undiscovered Body Elixir Oil. This is part of the new body range. It's a really beautiful product which I like to apply when my skin is already damp from getting out of the shower. It absorbs really quickly, so it's all good to wear under your clothes, so it's a great one to apply in the morning. And then for something a little bit stronger, I use this one. This is by Megan Dempsey, and this is my mum's dermatologist. I think she's a dermatologist. Anyway, my mum's skin person. She used to be an oncology nurse, so she has a really great understanding of skin and what works on a medical level. So this is her oil for scars, but she recommended that I use this for my bump. And so I apply this every night, and it's just a really beautiful body oil, and I know that it's working because it just feels amazing and my skin just feels so supple and soft. And then in terms of my face, skincare's been a really tricky one for me. As you guys know, I've struggled with acne before, and I have got the hormonal acne thing going on. If you know anything about face mapping, you'll know that the bottom half of your face, like particularly around your jawline and your chin, means it's hormonal, and that is exactly where my acne has been, because I can't use as active products as I've used before. And I'm just really conscious about what I put on my skin is what's going to my baby. It's been quite hard for me, but I have found a new mask, and this is from Kiehl's. This is the cilantro and orange extract pollutant defending mask. Honestly, I put this on at night. I sleep with it on maybe like 3 times a week, and I wake up the next morning and I can notice a visible difference. The texture of my skin feels amazing. It's so much less inflamed, and it looks better. And it's also quite hydrating as well. Like, it's not one of those masks for troubled skin that really strips everything back. It feels like it's nourishing it. So I'm really enjoying this one. And then also, your sleep just gets really weird when you're pregnant. I'm a really good sleeper, but baby's feet are currently right on my bladder, so I am up and down in the middle of the night all the time. And I also am well aware that when baby comes, my sleep is going to be fucked, to be honest. So I am starting with the Diligent eye cream routine right now. In fact, I've been using this eye cream even before I was pregnant, but I actually had a compliment from somebody the other week who was like, your eyes don't look like a pregnant person's. And I was like, thank you, it's this eye cream. So this is the Lancome Advanced Genifique Yeux eye cream. I use it both morning and night. It's really light, but super hydrating. And if I don't use it, I can tell. So this is great for the under eyes. I just thought, as soon as I got that compliment, I was like, I love you. You're my best friend in the world. So definitely recommend this one as well. So my boobs have grown significantly. I was an A and I'm now a C, but they still continue to grow. So I definitely needed some new bras. I went to Lonely and picked up a couple of styles. This is one of my favorites. It's a nice lacy style, and I also got a plainer black version, which is just cotton. No underwire, so it's super comfortable, but it's still really cute. They're also great there at just making you feel so special. Like, the service was amazing. I was like, I have no idea what size I am anymore. Somebody please help me. And the girl was great. So I really recommend them. I'm also going to get one of their their nursing bras when I am breastfeeding and when baby arrives. But I'm going to do that closer to the time because, like I say, who knows how much these are going to continue to grow. I have long been a Calvin's lover, and I got my hands on this new one as well. And I also got a white version. I am normally a small, but even the small is a little bit too small for me now. So I'll probably go up to a medium, but these are great. I just wear them under t-shirts. I wear them everywhere, to be honest. I wear them as active wear when I actually am doing some sort of exercise, but I also wear them every day as well. And then another nice, more affordable option is the Jockey range. These are super comfy as well. These were actually sent to me by Jockey, so thank you to you guys because I love them. And this is the collaboration that Matilda did. Also comes in a beautiful floral, which I also have but is in the wash, but I just wanted to show you guys this one as another option because that's a nice affordable one if you can't quite afford the Calvins or the Lonely. Okay, this is my new boyfriend. This is my new baby daddy. No, I'm kidding. Mark jokes though that it is. This is my huge, ginormous pregnancy pillow, which I got off Once It. Yes, I now sleep with this every night. I'm going to put it on the bed so you can see what it looks like. So basically, I just sleep with that part there. I don't need an extra pillow because I just am the sort of person that likes to sleep with one level. I sleep in between here and I put this part between my knees. Now that I'm at the point where I need to stop as much as I can sleeping on my back, and I'm also used to being a back and a front sleeper, so it's quite hard for me. I have found that having this and being kind of wedged in the middle of it has really helped me not sleep on my back. It's super comfy. It just feels like you're being cuddled, and by putting this in between your knees, it just really supports your body. I don't know how I'm going to go when my bump gets bigger. I feel like I may need something more like a wedge to support the bump. But as of right now, I'm loving this. It was really affordable from memory. I think it was like $40 maybe off once it. And I've seen that they keep popping up on their sales. So keep an eye out for this. This is the ginormous U-shaped one. You can get like half versions or like small versions that are like there rather than the full length. But I just saw it and grabbed it and thought that it would be helpful, and I do love it, much to Mark's disappointment. Let's talk clothes. It's official. I can no longer wear my own jeans. So I have got a pair of low-waisted blue jeans, which you may have seen me wearing on Instagram. They're actually my mum's, and I can fit them for now, so I am all about that. But the high-waisted jeans have gone out the window, and I'm officially like, it's obvious that I'm pregnant now. So I'm all about embracing the bump, and I find that the best way to do that is to show it off. And through that, I have been wearing dresses. So this is one that I wore on Instagram the other day. People were asking about it. It's a beautiful slip style from Ruby. It's got like a nice little ruffle detail at the bottom, and it's kind of like a maxi length. So it's really easy to dress up or dress down. You can just wear it with white sneakers or sandals, or you can wear it if you're still in heels, you go girl, because I am so not. But that's a really great dress, and it has got a little tie, but I just found that didn't look as flattering as it did just wearing it on its own for me. But there is definitely some room in there because it's that straight up and down style to kind of expand outwards a little bit. So that's really nice. Another little number that I picked up is this stretchy cotton dress from Lonely. Again, this is obviously a thing this spring, but it's got this beautiful little ruffle detail at the bottom. It's really stretchy and it hugs your body, which I'm all about in pregnancy. I just think, like, if you feel confident enough to do it, I do. Show off the bump, show off your body, because yeah, I just think that a pregnant woman looks so beautiful. So I am all about this. It's also because it's cotton, it means that I can also wear it in summer. So I'm sure I'll be living in this, and I'll be getting a few more styles like this. I've also been told that ASOS has some really good stretchy kind of bodycon-ish options. And this also looks cute with a little white t-shirt underneath, as does the emerald dress. So that's a goodie. And then my most recent purchase, which you guys may have seen me wearing at Fashion Week. This is the Morella maxi dress. It's a beautiful, like, ruched kind of, is it like, how would you describe it? Ruched, layered, I don't know. But it's a beautiful white cotton maxi. It's got a little drawstring at the waist. I went up in a size, I'm normally an 8 in Ruby dresses, but I got a 10 just because girl's going to be expanding the next few months. It's a nice 3/4 sleeve. In spring, you know, it's a little bit chilly some days still, which is so annoying. But I'll just wear like a thermal singlet underneath to keep myself warm. But come summer, this will be a great little throw on. And again, you can dress it up or dress it down. I really like wearing dresses with sneakers, so that'll be me. And I almost forgot before I go, a couple of things that kept me sane in the first trimester when I was feeling sick. Like, I was quite sick from about 8 weeks to 16 weeks, like vomiting every morning. But it's amazing how fine you actually are. Like, you just, I think because you know that you're pregnant and it's so exciting, it just gets you through. But I definitely had some trying days, and nowhere near as bad as what some people have. But a couple of things that helped me was like drinking water. I'm still trying to drink as much water as I possibly can, because you just are so thirsty when you're pregnant, and so much of your bodily fluid is going to your baby, so that obviously the amniotic fluid can fill up and it needs to be hydrated and all that sort of stuff. So water is super important. This is a really cool BKR bottle. These are now available at Mecca. They're available at Mecca Queen Street and also online. So I love this. This is the 500ml version, but I would totally go for the 1 litre if I was you. And then also with morning sickness, for me, it was worse when I hadn't eaten anything. So I just kept a couple of crackers next to my bed, and I also really enjoyed ginger nuts with English breakfast tea. But if you have any other questions about morning sickness, I'm happy to answer them in my pregnancy Q&A, but those were a couple of tips that kind of kept me going. Just eating small regular meals and constantly having snacks available, mainly like carby snacks. I'm feeling great now. Like 16 weeks, I suddenly like had this new burst of energy, and I wake up at 6 a.m. every morning. Like I have no idea who I am because I am not a morning person, but I am embracing it. So yeah, so those are the things that have been helping me so far. I'm halfway, and I'm happy to do another one of these if you guys find it interesting. I can do that maybe towards the end or when I hit the 3rd trimester. I don't even know when that is. When is that? That must be soon-ish. Maybe I'm like, I don't know. I'm halfway through, so I must be like halfway through the 2nd trimester. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, I will give you an opportunity to ask them on Instagram. But feel free to DM me as well if you want to know anything, and I'll leave links to everything in the description box below. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!